So the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo. Wow, I can't talk today. The Nintendo Switch 2 was just revealed to the world, and I think this is no surprise to anyone. I'm pretty sure everybody knew that this was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. Nintendo released something, and it looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer because they're going to talk more about it on April. But the Nintendo Switch 2, man, I'm so happy that they're continuing the Switch console just because I love that little thing so much. As a kid, this would have been like a dream come true, a hybrid console. You mean I can play it in my hands on road trips, in bed, and then I can plug it into the TV. I've always loved that factor of the Switch. And I think the Switch was an amazing console. I spent a lot of time with it. I remember seeing gameplay footage for Breath of the Wild, and I was like, dude, like I need this console. And I went out and bought it. I remember it was so hard to get one at the time, but I found the store and they were selling it, and like I just remember playing Breath of the Wild for the first time and how much I loved and adored that game. And of course, Tears of the Kingdom later on, probably one of my favorite games of all time, if I'm being honest. It's up there. That's how much I love this game. I've had a lot of great games or memories, I should say, playing games on the Switch. And as I get older, I don't think, I'm maybe the target audience necessarily for Nintendo games, even though I do still appreciate that a company like this still exists. The fact that Nintendo is still around and the fact that they still make games for, kids, but also adults as well that can enjoy their games. Nintendo is just one of those companies that, it's always going to be around and people are going to love. And I appreciate the company a lot, even though I gravitate towards more of PlayStation games. I play on Xbox, PC as well. Like that's kind of where I gravitate more towards as I get older. I did spend a lot of time on the Switch. I play games like Animal Crossing, man. I remember when that game came out during COVID. Like I played the shit out of Animal Crossing because I love playing all sorts of different type of games, and the Switch is a great console that you can play indie games on there, and then you can play like Nintendo exclusives on there. I will say that there are things that I definitely have gripes with when it comes to the Switch, and I really, really hope that they maybe refine or make things better when it comes to the Switch 2. I'm talking specifically about the online functionality, like the online, right? The infrastructure. I have friends that are on the Switch all the time. I wish I could just like simply send them a message like, yo, what's up, bro? Or, let's play together. I wish the online infrastructure was better. And I know that you can do it with your phone and a headset, and like we've all seen how crazy and ridiculous it is to just play with people on the Switch. I've never even done it just because it seems like it's such a hassle. I do wish that Nintendo would make it a lot easier just to message friends, start a party chat, play with people, play with your friends online. These are just tiny things that I wish that they would improve on, or create a system where I think it would just vastly benefit them. The online functionality has always been a thing that I've griped about in the past, and I really wish Nintendo would do something about it. When it comes to gripes and problems, that's probably like the only thing that I can come up with when it comes to the Switch. Other than the fact that the online, you got to pay a subscription to play some of these games, like for example Yoshi Island. Like, why can't I just buy the game and own it? Why do I have to submit to a subscription to play some of these older games on the 64 and all that stuff like that? I don't want to do that. Like, give me an option to buy the games, let me keep them. But yeah, other than that, man, the Switch has been a awesome console. I've really enjoyed this console. And I just, again, as I get older, I don't really connect as much with Nintendo, but I'm really, really happy that this company is still around and that they not only are doing well, they are doing very, very well. I mean, if you look at this, right here, I mean, it's 968,000 likes. 16 million people have watched this. I mean, Nintendo is such a major player in the video game industry that, pretty much whatever they do, they're gonna have a fan base. And let's take a look at this trailer, man, and talk about it, man. Let me put my headphones on. What am I doing? All right. So that's the original, I believe. Or no, this is... Okay, yeah, so that was the original. This is the new one. Okay, a new kickstand. Okay. Like, if you actually look at that, that's pretty, that's some crazy innovation, man. I think I gotta give credit to Nintendo for, constantly doing innovation, right? I mean, look at all of this stuff going on here with just one of the controllers, right? This is how you're gonna connect it. It's gonna be magnet this time around, so they're magnets instead of just sliding down like the Switch. But I just look at this picture right here, and there's just a lot of stuff going on here, man. And yeah, man, Nintendo always they never cease to amaze me when it comes to just like the innovation and the things that they love to just kind of do. My only my only gripe with the controller is these guys, man. And I play with a pro controller, so this doesn't really bother me that much, but yeah, these joysticks have always been not the greatest, but again, I guess, like if I'm playing like a serious game, like if I'm like really, really playing a game that I need, the best quality, I'm gonna jump on the pro controller. But I guess if you're playing like a simple, game, maybe an indie game or whatever it is, like these pass. But I've never been a fan of these Joy-Cons. I feel like they're just the radius in which they move in and the grips of them. Not a fan, but maybe these are better. I don't know. So this is also another thing that people have been talking about, the sensors underneath. So they're obviously moving right now on like a table. So it looks like we're going to be able to do things with this. Some people are talking about, Mario Paint. I think it was Mario Paint, but there's sensors underneath the controller. You might be able to do things like that. And they even look like mice, right? Moving. So, right? So I'm sure they're going to be doing some stuff there when it comes to, again, innovation. We've seen motion control. Let's see what they do now with the sensors underneath. A lot of people have been talking about this little thing right here, this chip. Maybe afraid of it breaking. I don't know, dude. Come on. Like, I'm pretty sure Nintendo has thought of everything. I doubt this is going to break easily. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Again, they're going to these are magnets that attach, right? Which is pretty cool. And I mean that's a pretty sleek, it's a pretty sleek design, dude. Again, not the biggest fan of the Joy-Cons, but you know, it looks like a Nintendo Switch, just maybe more refined. Um, Look, it looks clean, dude. This is pretty much the first game we've seen on this thing. It's Mario Kart, I'm assuming 9. I mean, it looks good, dude. This is what I expect from a Nintendo console. I'm not looking for the best, the latest and greatest when it comes to graphics for the Switch. I think it would probably hurt them in the long run for these type of games anyway. Maybe for their third-party games, sure, you know, crank it out. But like, I love this art style. Like, you don't want Mario to look insanely, you know, I don't know. Like the art style is the most important here, and art style over graphics for sure for Nintendo games, in my opinion. But you know, obviously it would be nice to, you know, for them to be in like, you know, HD and, you know, at least 1080p, bro. I'm more worried about the performance, honestly. Like, is the performance, can we hit 60? Even 30, dude, like whatever. But you know, a lot of Nintendo games, they definitely dip way below the 30 mark. We got the charge station again. More rounded than square, I would say. $2025. So this picture right here has caught my interest because look at the size difference between, you know, the Switch 2 versus the Switch. This is a pretty significant size difference. I mean, look at the Joy-Cons. Look how much bigger they are, and then the screen's bigger. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. So backwards compatibility is something that I need to note. That I wanted to say in the beginning of the video. Like, the fact that the Switch 2 is going to play Switch 1 games is a huge win. And I think a lot of people expected this, but you never know, right? Had Nintendo gone for another maybe different style console, they could have easily just, you know, hey, Switch games can't play on this new hardware. But the fact that they did this is, I commend them for it. This is big. There's a lot of games on the Switch that I really enjoy, and I would love to bring them over. But at the end of the day, I'm buying a brand new console for the brand new games. But again, you know, backwards compatibility is great, man. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with the Switch 2. That's interesting. I wonder what games are not going to be compatible with the Switch 2. And are certain games going to be enhanced for the Switch 2, right? Like, is Tears of the Kingdom, as much as I love that game, man, sometimes the performance definitely takes a hit. Are we going to see that game perform better on the Switch 2, right? So there we have it, a Nintendo Switch Direct on April 2nd. Yeah, dude, exciting stuff. I'm probably not as excited as you know, some other people out there, but definitely excited, man. I'm a fan of Nintendo. Growing up, the Game Boy Color, you know, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, the GameCube. I grew up on these consoles. I love Nintendo, even though I don't spend as much time on Nintendo as I did when I was a kid. You know, maybe a part of that is, you know, growing up, I gravitate towards other, you know, consoles and games. I've always appreciated what Nintendo has done, and I love the fact that they're still around. But that is a look at the Nintendo Switch 2, man. Exciting stuff. A reveal should be coming out this year. Dude, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it, man, this year. Like this 2025 is crazy, dude. With the amount of games, Switch 2 coming out, it's again, it's looking like a really really strong year. Where where life kind of is really uncertain and crazy these days. Like, hey man, we got video games here to keep us entertained. Reminds me of 2020. But hey, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and if you are, I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy. Peace.